going deep here. I remember like when I got into real estate and stuff like that, I was dating a girl at the time, and we were together for about 2 years, and thinking, yo, okay, this is, um, the one I'm gonna get married and things like that. And then I was working so hard because
So we live. It's 12 p.m., y'all. It's me and my boy Fonzo. I got your attention, right? Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. For real.
Welcome back to Out in the Open podcast, powered by Out in the Open Network. Jaco, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. Definitely excited for the things that we got coming for you guys. Again, subscribe to our show. Subscribe, and I can't stress that enough. Subscribe, man, because we got a lot of things coming this year. I'm excited, man. So
It's been a good year.
yeah, it's been a great year so far. So
Yeah.
So right now we have our a guest. And before I was thinking about that too before planning it. I was like, I don't want to introduce what he does. I want to introduce who he is.
Facts.
And one thing that like knowing him and knowing like for a short little bit of time, he is the most humblest person I ever met. Because I remember we was in a show, we was in a event.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like mad guys in the event, right? Like, and for some reason, like we just started to speak. Like I'm talking about like for a good like 15 minutes, just speaking about. And I didn't even know he was from here. I thought he was from Atlanta because they came from Atlanta.
From Atlanta.
Yeah, so
there was this dude though. He's Haitian also. He's from Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, he's part of the group too.
Yeah, and then it's like I knew his cousin. It was just like everything just came in like full circle. Yeah, and then for him to invite me here one time to his office, we had a great meeting. And yeah, man, that's what I see from you is like you super humble. What would you say about that?
Yeah. Again, my ethos is to help. The community. I want to pour back into my people, the community, and also I had a lot of help growing up. So however I can help other entrepreneurs trying to do something. I do it.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful.
good.
Yeah, we gotta uplift each other. So
I love that's what I seen. So our first question we're gonna ask is a question that I propose. I'm gonna propose to a lot of guests, future reference. So, what is a question would be? What is the cost that you are paying right now to be you?
The cost, like
of being you right
What
now.
you had to pay to
what
get
you had
here.
to pay to get to where you at. Like
There's a cost to this.
There's always a cost. It's not, I'm not even talking about financial.
No, I get the question. It's actually the first time I've ever been asked that. So got me thinking a little bit. Let's start from the beginning. All right. So, I was born in Haiti. Came here when I was 12, and that's mid 2000s, and we were all bunched in together in school and ESOL classes and things like that. But I always see this country as an opportunity, and I got to make something not only to empower myself, my family, but the community as a whole. Because as you know, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm in my 29. Okay, so
29. Yeah.
I'm 32. So when we first came to the United States, like Haitian community and stuff like that, well, it wasn't cool to be Haitian. Still, now everybody want to be Haitian and stuff, but back then it wasn't cool to be Haitian. I'm like, all right, so what can I do to change that? To do something that we can all be proud of. So, and I found my family, my uncle, my uncles, they were in real estate and mortgage in Miami, New York, Boston, and things like that. So I've always saw real estate as my vehicle to make something positive happen for the community. So, yeah, and I didn't get started on it right away. I went to school and came back, started working at a bank. But when I was 23, I'm like, all right, now it's the time for me to do something. All right, so I had a stable job at the bank and things like that. But I'm like, okay, I'm 23, going to be 24. If I have to do something, it has to be now before, life responsibilities hit you, family, kids, and things like that. I'm like, I have to take a chance on myself right now. So I got into real estate full time and started doing okay. I started with a small firm and kind of outgrowing that firm, and it's time for me to move on.
Wait, let's pause real quick. When, like, with each stage, because you was a banker, typically at age 23, you good. Like, I'm good where I'm at. I'm making good money. And then you felt like you outgrew that. So what is it? When do you know it's time to go in a career for you?
When you don't see that position like fulfilling your purpose, like what you actually want to do. That's time to do something else. You know, it can be scary.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a funny story because when I called my mom and she was living in Boston at the time with my younger siblings and stuff, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna get into real estate full time. And you know, Haitian parents is how you gonna leave a stable job and stuff to get a full commission? Like, you know, she was scared, and she started crying. I'm like, oh, she thought I was gonna be homeless and things like that, passing me there, struggling and stuff. So I'm like, Mom, it's okay. It's something I have to do, right? And I did it, and I was back in 2015, late 2015, and I did it. Like, I already told myself throughout the year, and it's funny how I got my license because around November-ish, I'm like, yeah, 2016 is coming. I'm not gonna be working for this bank anymore. Like, and I was going to work in the morning, and at night, from like 6 to 10, I was in class for the real estate class and things like that. And I did that, and it's funny. It got me thinking. Like, once you really want to do something, like you really put your mindset to it, like you're gonna make it happen. So I took the class, and then the next day I took the state exam, and I passed it the next day. And that's because that I shut down everything for 2 weeks. No TV, no going out, no nothing. It was basically work, school, and then study. You know, real estate tests. A lot of people don't pass it their first, second, third. Some people take it 5, 6, 7 times to take it, to pass it. And I passed it. I'm like, okay, this must be a sign. And it was actually on my birthday that I passed it.
What?
Yeah. It's just everything was lining up for me. So New Year's came. I'm like, okay. Started working with a client, and then we closed that deal, and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to really take this full time. And then we started. And I started with a small firm, and I did well. And then I was there for a year or two, year 3, and then I started to look, okay, like I've done this, you know, I can do this. So I'm like, okay, what's the next step? While I was there, I started the team, like a small team, and you know, everything that I knew, I teach them, and they started doing well. Also, I'm like, okay, so I have a proof of concept. And then I remember, what was it? February 2019. I was living in downtown. Then I'm like, I was in my apartment thinking and stuff. I'm like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
So I took the broker's license class. Took the broker license, the state exam the next day, and I passed it. The same week I registered Centric, and then we opened. You know, I invested my own money. I hired my first full-time employee, and then it's scary. I'm like, okay, 23, 24, 25, you know, like it was scary. So I decided to just do it, and then here we are, 5 years later. We've gone from 6 agent when we started, you know, a small team that I started moved with me, and now we're 72 people. So it's been a journey. And you asked the question, what was the personal cost? There was a great personal cost, you know, being in real estate and stuff, being an entrepreneur, you know, starting your own thing. It does take financial investment, but personal investment. Relationships are affected. Yeah.
Like personal relationship.
Personal relationship. Going deep here. I remember, like, when I got into real estate and stuff like that, I was dating a girl at the time, and we were together for about 2 years, and, you know, thinking, okay, this is, you know, the one. I'm gonna get married and things like that. And then I was working so hard because, you know, for 3 years I didn't see a restaurant, clubs, or anything like that. I was just focused, laser focused on everything, and you know, it started to affect my personal relationship. And one day she told me, I like you better when you was working at the bank because used to go to work, come home, and we used to have fun, and life was good. But I'm thinking at that time, right? I had availability then, but it was not my purpose. I wasn't happy. Like this, that's not what I want. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. And yeah, and things started to go down from there. Because although I had, the time and everything to invest, but I wasn't fulfilling my purpose, what I, wanted to do. And real estate was my purpose, and I was grinding, but it took a toll on me personally. Some friends, I didn't see friends like some my high school friends and things like that for years because I just didn't have the time to hang out anymore, do the same thing. Like before that, I used to go to club and everything on the weekend. That's we were all looking forward to the weekend just for that. But once you change your mindset, you want to do something that replaces, that fulfillment that, the clubs, going out, hanging out with friends, it replaced it. So, that was a great personal cost. And
and that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
And I think one thing you said, you kept saying scared. So going back to your childhood, like, where did you learn, like, to adapt within fear? Like, when did you how did you do that? Like, how did you? Because this journey is literally meeting fear in every step of the way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, in your childhood, did something happen where you faced fear and then you overcome it and you was like, you know what, this is something that that's not gonna affect me. Like, I'm on whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Again, it's having parents that believe in you, really. Like, we lucky to have Haitian mom, Haitian dad and stuff like that. Because, back where we come from in Haiti, there's no such thing as job security. There's no such thing as that. So, in Haiti, you eat what you kill. Like, you have to grind every day for your daily expenses. And it's that, we could attribute our lack of fear to our culture. And then having parents, that believe in you, your mother and stuff like that, praying for you and things like that, So, and always have your back if things, change, if you don't succeed and stuff, knowing that they'll be there. So that we don't realize it going up, but that confidence stems from somewhere. And looking at it, that's your parents or culture. That's where it comes from. So I'm not afraid of fear. My fear is regretting, 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years from now, not doing it. So that's my fear. So
that question.
That question. Thought. Okay, if I push myself just a little bit harder, if I, follow my dream and things like that, what would I have accomplished? It's the same thing with starting this podcast and things like that.
Very scary.
It's scary. It's investment in your time, the equipments and everything. But your goals and not achieving your goals has to be scarier than not trying at all. So that's how I look at it. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not driven by fear. Like I'm not scared of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's good. And I love the component of your family tree, looking back at it and you realizing the price that your parents in our culture
to pay.
Like, it makes zero sense for us as Haitians to come to America and complain when our parents had to come here. Like, just for them to come here is a whole different case. They got to learn a whole nother language. They got to attribute to all these different types of cultures. All this pressure, like you said, is different back home.
It's different. Yeah, definitely. And
that's amazing.
And it's funny because I was there in 2019, right? I went to visit OCOP.
That's where you're from?
No, I'm not from there, but I just wanted to visit there.
Yeah.
Me and my uncle went there in 2019, and I'm looking at people our age and stuff. In the middle of the day, you could see the energy, the talent, and they're very smart. All people are very smart, but it's the lack of opportunity. So seeing that and coming back to the States, I'm like, man, we cannot take this for granted. And my thing is that, our parents made that sacrifice, to put us here, give us this opportunity. Our job now is to thrive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like this generation, we have to live our parents or grandparents' dreams because that's what they've envisioned. That's what they did this all for. You know, so we have to take every single opportunity to realize our dreams, and that's what they want. That's what would make them proud. So again, that's why I encourage us, young Haitian in the community, just follow your dream, go for it. Go for it because they made the sacrifice. Now we can afford to push the envelope a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
Pushing it
further, and so that way the next generation or kids or grandkids can live a different life. Haitian community can have a different type of respect.
Yes.
So
I agree tenfold.
so that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it.
So did your mom? At what point did your mom realize the price you paid makes sense now? Like when did she kind of like?
Question.
When did she kind of relax on you? Like, actually, you got it. You're good. Like, I don't have to. Not say our moms never stop worrying about us. They worry about us every single move that we do. But when did you kind of feel like now she's really understanding what I'm doing? Like, is really providing for not just me but everyone.
3 years later, when I bought her a house, yeah, that's when she said, "Okay."
That's major. That's gonna stop any mom from talking.
Facts.
How did that feel?
Oh, it felt amazing. Like, and it's funny because they moved down from Boston because she called me. I remember it was 2017. She called me on a Sunday and said, "Man, I can't take this cold anymore." Because where she worked in at this lobster restaurant in downtown Boston, and up north, there's not parking lot next to your job and stuff. So she has to park somewhere and then walk like 3 to 4 blocks just to get to her job. And she called me and she said, "Man, I can't feel my face, man." She said, I'm like, "Mom, come back home." And then 2 months later, she moved. She moved and she moved. I had a small place at the time, so I got him an apartment just to stay a while. And a year later, I find this house that one of my clients was selling. So I bought it from her, and then I moved them in. And that's when she said, "Okay, maybe."
Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's about it. Now, she always believed in me, because, our parents, they never stop scaring. Even, they never stop worrying about us. Yeah. So even getting this office and things like that, like it was scary for her because she, just the concept, of hiring employees, being your own boss and stuff, and investing into people and things like that. Like they don't see that, they got to get used to it. So, again, she's worried a little bit less now.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
But who was Abdias like in Haiti when teenager? Like who's that person? Did that person even envision him to be an entrepreneur? Like who's that person?
I guess my parents might have, because when I was a kid, my dad had a store, and where we used to buy stuff in Dominican Republic. So every Sunday we used to go to Dominican Republic, buy all the stuff to sell in the store. But I've always liked numbers. I've always been good at numbers and things like that. So I remember I was like 7, 8, or 9. They just sent me with an adult, and I was doing all the calculations and stuff. They trust me with the money to buy things and things like that.
That's crazy.
Wait, how old were you?
I was like 7 or 8. Like, and
I knew you was good with numbers when you was bringing up dates, like 2017. Like, and it's not like you have to think. Like, you remember like the month, the year. I'm like, okay, you good with numbers for sure.
So where you from in Haiti?
It's called Plateau Central.
Central.
Savanette. Like it's in the border of Haiti and Dominican Republic.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're very close to the border. So a lot of people from where I came from called Laguas, and a lot of people in my town speak fluent Spanish.
Spanish, okay.
Yeah, because we go back and forth and trade between each other back and forth. So it's
So you was like a very like numbers person, like
yeah.
kid.
I've always, that was my favorite subject in school, like
school, math.
For such long.
I
Yeah.
hated
So
math.
when I came here, they put me in ESOL and stuff. I struggled because of the language, but math was easy. Yeah, like it was easy. Yeah.
And it's
It's
different
just-
in Haiti too,
yeah,
because in
'cause-
math you have to retain things memory. Like you got to memorize a lot of things.
No calculator and stuff. Yeah. So
none of that.
So yeah, I always liked number, and I guess I was kind of good at it as a kid. So my parents probably envisioned it. And the second thing is that, I was not a good employee.
Talk about that.
Yeah, talk about that.
The thing is, I didn't like doing stuff that I didn't understand why I'm doing it for. All right, so I took a job at a small bank right on Oak Ridge. It was a Spanish bank called Banco Popular. The reason why I liked it there because majority of the clients were Hispanic and Haitian, because you know that that Oak Ridge area. So I love talking to my people. I love talk about finance and things like that. So I got fulfillment from that job. But a lot of things that they wanted me to do and stuff like upsell and things like that, I didn't understand why. Like, why are we doing this? This is clearly not good for them and things like that. So I was kind of like Ted Z, I used to call it, because I'm always asking why. I'm not just gonna follow blindly and just do something and stuff. I need to understand why. And if I don't, I'm not gonna put my heart into it and things like that. And I could be a little bit more subordinate. So yeah, I was not a good employee because always clashing with my boss and things and things like that. I'm like, eventually these people gonna get rid of me. So
that's actually an early indication that like maybe jobs might be not a thing for you.
Yeah. So and also I wanted to create, again, it goes back to what I want to do. I want to do something for my community, and I also want to create opportunities for others. So I didn't see that happening over there. And then I'm looking at another thing. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the district manager. The guy is was in like mid-50s and things like that. And I'm like, is this the best I'm gonna do? Like, this is where I'm gonna end up if I put in 30 years? Like, is this? And it didn't sound that attractive to me. And I'm like, okay, I have to take in the chance before life responsibilities just hit me. So yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you sound like a great planner. Would that be fair to say? Like, you good at planning?
I have goals where I want to reach, and whenever I have a goal, I just reverse engineer it. Like, okay, how do I get there? This is the goal. This is what I want to get done within the next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Now let's reverse engineer it. What do I need to do now? What steps do I need to take to get there? And then I just work backwards from there. So that's how I think. It's just, I don't know if I'm a great planner, but I just have a vision and trying to reverse engineer it and then do the small things that get me there.
Like a snowball effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I was doing some research. So I read that a lot of people that work in your company, they say it's very supportive, motivated, a family atmosphere, a place where you can express how you feel, pretty much considered like a family. So is that something that you was looking for as far as like, a team atmosphere?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was done. That's done on purpose. Like Centric. The reason why I opened Centric, let me go back also. 2019. All right. As I was looking to move on from where I was working at, and I was interviewing with a lot of brokerages. In our industry, your number is public. Like anybody who's in the industry can see it.
Like,
so,
as far as like
sales volume and everything. So, you're gonna naturally, if you're producing, you're gonna get a lot of calls from different companies trying to recruit you and things like that. So, what I did, I took an interview with each and every one of them, take a tour of the office and things like that. I was being pitched by a lot of different brokerages and stuff, and I went there, like I interviewed, I took the tours and things like that, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. Like most of the brokerages that I went to, the people didn't look like me. I didn't see a lot of Haitians there. I didn't see, it's a bunch of Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
Like older and things like that. I couldn't see myself being comfortable, eating my Haitian food in the cafeteria and stuff like that.
The culture wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't there, have fun with my people and things like that. And also people my age,
Yeah.
Young, black and things like that. Not even, not only Haitians, but from all walks of life, from the islands and stuff, American and things like it was just not there. Yeah. And I was looking for that vibe. I was looking for support. I was looking for, a broker that can mentor me to get to the next step. And I couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, if I'm in this position, so a lot of us might be in the same situation.
Yeah.
That's really what, birth centric.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So you found that problem and you made that solution.
Exactly.
That's
So
good.
Yeah.
So we opened Centric, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna make it exactly how I would love my brokerage to be. We're not gonna overcharge people for no reason. We're not gonna just recruit a bunch of agents and charge them monthly fees and fees this, fee, even though they're not producing. A lot of brokerages, they don't care who they hire and things like that. It's just you come in, you sign up, you have a sign up fee. You have a printer fee. You have a technology fee. You have this fee, this. So you can have an agent who's just trying to, find themselves, figure themselves out, figure their career out. And before they close any deals, they're spending thousands of dollars.
Right,
in the beginning without, seeing anything. That's not a good taste to get from this industry. Like if you're starting on, that's not the right way to do it. So wanted to do it differently. And we have a policy here that's Centric. There's no such thing as any fees. Like we don't charge anything unless you close something. So we pouring into you to become the best agent that you can be and have the career that you want to have. And we understand that if we're able to do that, in turn, we're going to be successful as brokerage. So that's what we focus on, building the agent first. And then the company naturally will benefit from it. So that's how we see things. We don't charge any.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
we don't.
amazing.
Yeah, we don't charge anything. We help you build the career you want, and then we know we'll benefit from it if you succeed. So that's how we look at it.
That leads into a great question that I have for you. So not your agents, but for example, right? If you have a superstar agent, right, a talented agent, but they don't have the right work ethic, like they don't show up on time, or they lazy, or they're not communicating properly, how do you steward that? How would you go about it as an owner?
In our industry is kind of different. You can't be a superstar. You can't be a star unless you have that discipline. Unless talent is not enough. Talent has to come with planning, work ethic, deliberate about every step that you take and things like that. Discipline. If you don't have it, it's you're not gonna get there. Our industry is like real estate is really, and that's why I always say like real estate is one of those careers that even if you don't end up doing it the rest of your life, but it will prepare you for anything else that you decide to do, because it will challenge you so much. You'll face so many different obstacles that pushes you to be better, to be more disciplined and things like that. So it's really hard to become a star in real estate without those traits.
Wow.
So I find my job as a broker and to be more of a advisor, a mentor, a teacher, and also I lead by example, and I find my job more of that. So I focus on mentoring, not only the person's career and stuff. Yeah, we could talk about your real estate business and things like that, but most of my conversation with some of my agents could be like, "Hey, how's things going at home? Are you okay? How you feeling today?
I like that.
Has things at home and stuff like that." And I focus on the personal.
That's good.
And then the rest will take care of itself. And then if there's areas that I know that I can teach you, to be better at. We identify those areas and stuff, and then work on it. But we care a lot about the person. And that's why it's like a family atmosphere here and stuff like that. And most brokers and stuff, you can't get them on the phone. But me, I'm here Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturdays, and then they text me, call me at any time and things, and I can generally say, and they can say the same thing if they're run into any trouble personally, they can call me. So that's what I was looking for, and that's that's what we do here.
You created it.
Yeah, we focus on the people a lot.
Yeah,
that's one of the points.
That's beautiful. So we got like 3 more questions. How did it feel to be in Born by Guy magazine? Like, you know what I'm saying? How did that feel?
Well, me and Henry have done some great work together. We shot some stuff, and then that was his. He had his inaugural, his debut, and he asked me to do it. I'm like, okay, sounds fun. I just do it, but I didn't think it would be that. But Henry is a great guy and is very talented. Have you seen his movies?
No.
Amazing. This guy has a talent and a gift for films, and
you gotta put me on that.
Like Henry is that dude, man. I can see him winning an Oscar one day. So he's that talented. Yeah, he has that type of vision, and I'm like, okay, whatever you're doing, however I can support, let me know. And he asked me to.
Yeah, you gotta put me on that.
Henry is that dude.
Let me did like that. Like he do like shows or like different things.
He does a lot of like marketing videos, but he did a documentary. He followed this lady on a cross country bike tour, and then he has this documentary about his life being deported, going back to Haiti and then come back that journey, and also he's doing another. It's in production right now. It's about one of my high school friends actually. Kevin Ocean, that ran into some troubles and stuff as a young kid going to school. Ended up serving sometimes, and that journey and things like that. So he's telling Kevin's stories and stuff, and it's coming out soon. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming out soon. But great stuff.
That's beautiful.
Like he's very talented. He can capture a story.
That's love. So I want to know what influences you. Like, I know you mentioned your uncles. Now that I'm guessing you've surpassed where they've been at, right?
No, my uncle. Like, my uncles. Again, we in different. So my uncles do more of the mortgage side, and I focus on real estate. So he owns a mortgage company, and I owns a real estate company. But he's up there. Like he owned one of the top brokerages in Central Florida. Yeah, they've done over $100 million in lending last year. So yeah.
Oh, so they your giants.
Yeah, my Uncle Gene Darius. Yeah, he's that, and it's the same thing. We're kind of similar as far as our goals and things like that. And it's funny the way we grew both for our business. It's about helping the people. We focus, and we started at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how much time we have, but in 2015, actually no, late 2013, he was in Massachusetts at the time, going through some personal stuff. He was in real estate and mortgage before the 2008 recession, and that wipes out a lot of people. The recession back in 2008. I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So he left mortgage for a while, and then went up north and called me back in 2013 and says, it's time for me to get back. I'm like, what? Into what? He said, real estate and mortgage. I'm like, cool. So we both starting over at this time, and we actually, he moved down here, and I was renting a 1-bedroom in Winter Park from this kid who was going to UCF. And he came and says, okay, we both broke, and he says, all right, let's get a place. I'm gonna get into real estate. I'm gonna get into mortgage. You get into real estate. Let's work together, and make something happen. And we got a 2-bedroom apartment on Kirkman in early 2014. And he got back to real estate, working at Wells Fargo. And I was working at my bank at the time, and then in 2015, I quit, got into real estate, and then we focus on the clientele that most people overlooked, which is all low to moderate income people, like our parents, friends, and family that works at Disney, that works at Walmart, and things like that. We find programs that help them, and then it's just word of mouth. Like we don't spend a whole lot of money on advertising and things like that. It's just we do great work for the people. They see the benefit from it, and then it spreads, and we go like this. And he actually opened JD Lending a couple months after I opened Centric Realty, and we both were scared. He he has over 35 loan officers, and operates in Florida, Georgia, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and things like that. So he does real well for himself.
That's nice, man. That's incredible to have somebody
Incredible
that was
story.
with you. Yeah. And y'all both like made it. That's good,
good,
man.
that's good.
He does real well for
Congrats.
himself. But again, it's focused on providing value for the people. We trying to help, the overlooked people.
Yep.
And happen to work. Happen to work. So
Yeah.
And that's the right motive to have, actually, because like you said, a lot of these other companies, they trying to get as much money as possible. They trying to squeeze out every type of deal, and it's like, are you here for me?
Yeah.
Or for yourself? And it's proven.
yeah, the people are gonna feel it. Like people are not stupid.
Yeah.
Like they can feel it when you might not have my best interests at heart.
Right.
So you just focus on the people. As many times and stuff, even though it takes a little bit harder, a little bit more work, doing the down payment assistance program and things like that, you would never hear that from a lot of agents and mortgage loan officers because it's just a little bit harder to do. Yeah. But it benefit the people greatly. And to the point where Orange County has a lot of money allocated to for the Orange County down payment assistance program, and a lot of times, like most of the time, the funds go back to the states because not enough people participate from it. Reason is it's just a little bit harder, and realtors, loan officers don't want to talk about it. They don't want to, take that extra step that it requires and things like that. So we focus on that.
Yeah.
Once you help a family, a lady with 3 kids get $30,000 of grant to buy a home, that hits different.
Yeah, you do. You do.
So they're gonna remember that, and then they will tell their friends and their families, co-workers. Next thing you know, you could see the link from this person sent me that person and things like that, and the chain can go as far as possible. And that's how we grew, and and also the impact that we seeing that it's doing on our community, because we looking at clients that we helped back in 2016, 2017, 2018 to buy homes. Now their home's worth double or triple what they paid for it. That's real impact. That's real wealth in the community. Like imagine talking to somebody that didn't even think it was possible of getting a home.
Yeah.
But you show them, this is what you can do and things like this is what's available for you. Oh, really? You can do that? And they take a chance on you, and next thing you know, they got their home, and then 5 years later, it's worth double, triple times. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars of wealth that you helping that person gain, just by knowing what you know and be willing to use that to help others. So we look at those as our wins.
Major wins right there.
Yeah. So that's
beautiful. So the last question we have, we usually do that. It's called a check-in. We like to check in on our people, especially people that are doing stuff in the community that a lot of time go unnoticed as far as their mentals, the things that they battle in closed door. So we like to check in and kind of highlight that. So for financially, personally, and mentally, rate yourself 1 to 10 where you at, and you could explain why you at. So we could start financially.
Financially, I'm okay. I'm living my dreams. Like it's just like I don't need for much, and I'm happy with where I am in life financially. Personally, I'm very well, because I have families, and I'm still good friends with people that's been with me for a while, and it's just three of us, me, my little brother, and my best friend Elson, and we call ourselves the Jilbuis. Yeah, that's the name. Yeah, we're good people. Like, we just go to each other's houses and then just hang out, just joke and things like that, and that brings me happiness. And those are my brothers. I can talk about anything and stuff. We sometimes we just go out and get a cigar and just chill and things like that. And so yeah, I'm happy. I'm in a great relationship. I have peace and I have great family that supports me, and I have great friends and then great people that I work with. So like it's literally I look forward to come to the office every single day because of the vibes that we have here, the people that we work with. So yeah, financially,
And
personally,
mentally.
I'm good. I can we all have so some things we're battling sometimes. Not every day is all sunshine and rainbows. So
Right.
so yeah, you go to those periods where you might feel a little bit down, and this business is a tough business.
Yeah.
And the higher you go, the tougher it gets. And sometimes you're second guessing yourself. You're questioning a lot of decisions. You're feeling kind of down. But again, the work that we do bring me back to center. I'm like, okay, there's a reason why we're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this kid that I met 3 years ago now have a real career making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm like, okay, we're all doing something here. So the work itself kind of like bring me back to center.
Beautiful, that's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. You got one?
No, I was gonna say, man. A lot of times we take for granted the giants that we see, and we want to give you back your flowers of being that person that's always being so loving, man.
Yeah,
I remember
humble.
I remember one time it was probably like weeks after we were kind of like talking about doing like an episode at downtown that Sky Bar area.
Yeah, Sky Bar.
And when I tell you, man, this guy had full of energy, full of life. He's like, yo, you can come into my section. I was like, yo, this guy's so loving, man. And the way that you lead by example, like you mentioned earlier, and we didn't even get to touch into your relationship, having a wife, being that producer, and the fact that you embody that and you don't hide it from your work. Like, you know how people can separate their work from their life? I feel like that's you 24/7. Like, if we walk outside these doors, that's you still. So I love that you're authentic, you're real, and you're a producer, man. And you showcase that every day. So I give you your flowers, man. I respect you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
No, you got to be real with people. Like, my business is people. Like, we work with people. Like, and buying a home and things like that, it's a personal and emotional endeavor as much as it is financial. So you got to be real with people and things like that. So we're in a people business, and I'm like, who you see is who you get. Like, you might like it, you might not like it, but it is who I am. So yeah, but I appreciate it. But I also want to touch on you guys as friends and stuff. I know you guys lost a friend. Yeah.
This is why we pushing like this.
Yeah.
Man, he was really the glue. He was really the glue, the mastermind, I would say.
Yeah.
And we carrying on his legacy. His birthday is actually coming up real close. What today is? 5 more days on the 10th. Yeah. So we got something special in the works as far as on his birthday. But we continue on his legacy. As we can see, we actually here because of him.
Yeah.
Really. Really, so.
And we both met him at the event, too.
At the event, yeah.
The funny thing is he actually wanted me to come. So I wasn't going to come.
Wow.
He was like, bro, you have to come.
Wow.
And then me coming, meeting you, bro, it's just like, yeah, that man literally just, it's like energy, the energy he was giving me, bro, it's just like, now it's overlasting. Now it's like,
it's sometimes, people might be in your life for a short period of time, but the impact that they make lasts. So it lives on. So keep doing the work, guys. Again, I'm here to support however I can. You guys have my place. Like whenever you wanna shoot something, just let me know.
Yeah,
That's love.
Yeah.
That's love.
I'm down. Again,
Yeah.
I support as much as I can.
That's love. And last thing I was gonna ask, like, what do you see for Abdias, man? Like 10 years from now, like, what are you planning? But you said you're not much of a planner, right? So like,
So what are you reverse engineering right now?
yeah,
No, 10 years from now, okay. I want to be in real estate, but I want to own companies that services real estate.
Oh, what is that called?
So to close a real estate deal, you have the real estate side, brokeraging, buying and selling. But to close this deal, you're gonna need a lender to provide the finance.
Yeah.
You're gonna need the title company to provide all the paperwork, all the title search, the insurance, and everything. You're gonna need property insurance. You're gonna need all of that. I want to own companies that touches each part of the real estate process. So
that's big.
yeah, so
That's
that's
We're
what
gonna
we
document that now. We're gonna keep you accountable now.
yeah. No, that's always been the goal. Like the steps were okay, get into real estate. Okay, see how it is and produce, and now start a team. Now start a brokerage. Now expanding it, and we definitely want to be. There's a couple cities we want to be in. We want to grow the Orlando office, and then next will be Miami, Tampa, and then hopefully maybe Georgia after. But that's my vision. For the next 10 years. So.
Hey man, we gonna
see.
keep looking out.
Yeah,
man.
so
beautiful.
again, keep me accountable.
I
I
got
was
you,
checking
yeah.
and things like that. But I share my goals because I actually want to work and achieve it, and I want people to say, okay, you say you was gonna do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
All right, where we at with this?
Yeah, yeah.
So I say it out loud because I want people to hold me accountable to it. So that's the vision that I see.
That's
within the next
beautiful,
10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, all I can say is, man, just keep being you. I think being you is like got you here. So
Facts.
a lot of time we stop being us, and we wonder why we just here. Like there's nothing that can, it's like, bro, you changed.
Yeah,
So,
because
it's like,
at some point and things like that, it has to be purposeful. Like it has to be purpose driven because at some point burnout will hit you
Yeah,
and
it'll
things
hit you,
like that. You and then that's when you're starting to like second guess why are you doing this? Is it worth it and stuff? Is it worth all the sacrifice? Like I said, there is a personal price to doing anything that's worthwhile. Again, if you don't have, if there's not a purpose behind it and things like that, and whatever you got in it for may not be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and the purpose has to be the work itself, taking care of people, and
yeah,
that's we focus on that, and then I think everything else will take care of itself.
And we're gonna end on that. Yeah,
appreciate
man. We out,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Appreciate
Thank you
you
very
guys.
much.
Yeah.
The open podcast where
beautiful,
discussions
bro.
are open and judgment closed.
I'm just Jacob.
Coach Cherry. And we are